Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. I was just noticing this ash. We've just got so much ash. Loads of ash. Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to deal with ash. Look at this. I have 2.4 million right here. I have probably another 1.5 million right there. We've got, I mean, how much have we produced? 7.7 million. That's a lot of ash. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good day. I've got my hot coffee and hopefully am awake enough for some pyanodon's gameplay here. We probably should slowly work on fixing some of our caravans here. So this guy, what's he doing? He's loading at that outpost, he's storing food, and then he's loading at this one, and then he's unloading everything here. Okay. So that's load, load. So I'm deleting the unloads. Okay. Alright, so fix that one. Oh, and they're idle. They're not running. Make sure they're running. Okay, anyway, this is all done. Caravan maker has made caravans, which I needed for something. Memory has escaped me. What did I need that? Oh, Cottonguts, right? Yeah, I think I just needed that for Cottonguts. This is running. We'll come back to that in a few minutes. And I think this is the episode that I'm finally going to break the seal on limestone. Some of you have been like wondering, why is he not putting down any limestone? Well, today's the day, folks. Today's the day. The problem is we don't have enough for everything, so it's going to be a bit of a process. So I'm going to start with, and this whole base, it's tricky. I think my train base is going to be separate from this base. I'm going to connect stuff of this base up, so this will end up being like a block or something. But what I don't want to do is, yeah, I still need a plan. I don't have a plan, let's be honest. I need a plan on how I'm going to arrange, you know, my train. Wow, walking on regular ground feels so slow compared to this. But yeah, like if I've got my trains, you know, running around, and I'm not gonna do straight up square city blocks, but you know, square-ish. Do I also want to have like roads of asphalt that go along them? Or am I just gonna use trains to get around? You know, pop a train on a track kind of thing. Because if I do this, I would need elevated rails for it to be safe. Elevated rails are in green science, and they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. 100 refined concrete per ramp, 10 intermetallics. That really adds up. But it's doable. And it's researchable as soon as I have green science. So it's certainly possible for me to do elevated rails from time to time. And then I could have a safe kind of walkway or driveway even where I could hop in a car and just drive in a straight line. So there's a part of me that's interested in that as well. I don't really know how I feel about all that. We'll figure it out. Anyway, where did I decide I was doing Cottongut food? Did we decide? Shoot. I don't remember now. Oh no. Also, someone was mentioning that shafts are very slow, and that is true. They are a 50-second crafting time. And trains do take 4 each, so that's certainly not fast. Yep, I see it now. We never connected the pipes to trains. Anyway, what we are gonna do is we're gonna start with limestone tiling, you know, this area. So it doesn't have anything yet. Still don't know if I'm a huge fan of the limestone look. I certainly like it more than what it used to look like. But it's almost a bit too, like these black lines are a bit too black. So it almost feels like there's a grid on the screen. It is nice that it's broken up by some of these bigger or differently sized tiles. But it's still, I think it still could use a bit of a pass. You know, when you look at how much smaller the tiling is and how much more they blend into each other on vanilla stuff. Or if you were to look at regular concrete, same idea. You know, like, yeah, it is sort of grid-like, but there's half the blocks just blend straight into the next block. Like, they've kind of scuffed out a lot of the connection points, whereas with these, that's not really happening, you know, and these are much bigger. It's almost like this whole thing needs to be halved in size, and the intensity of the black on these separating lines needs to be reduced a little bit. And then, you know, refined concrete is a bit more consistent, but even then, when you look, you know, here there's a couple bolder black lines, but like here, these are very faint and thin, and they don't, you know, when you're zoomed out, you almost can't even see any dark lines between the tiles. So yeah, I think just the sense of scale of the tiling is very different, and that's part of what's to blame here. But also, some of these need to be blended a bit more. Like this line right here is just so thick, and just abrupt. And this one as well is kind of like an extremely abrupt. But, you know, I'm not a graphics artist. I don't know how to fix it myself. So, you know, I can only complain a little bit. Can't complain too much. Anyway, what am I doing? Who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing? Oh, I was fixing this thing. Pipes. Wait, what? What am I doing? That's over here. There we go. There we go. Now we'll finally be able to make a locomotive. If we have iron, that is. Well, it's working. It's all working. It'll get there. It'll get there over time. I think what I need now is just something to get me down to this region quickly for when I need to. Alright, so anyway, I'm working on building Cottonguts right now, and we wanted to start the Cottongut food making. That's what it was. And we wanted to do that somewhere, like over where we had stone, wood. Hey, our first train! Our first train! Oh, we need to immortalize it. It's too special. We can't ignore it. We can't just let it wallow in some chest somewhere. No, no, no. We must enshrine-alate. We must enshrine-alate our first locomotive. I don't know how many rails we need. But yes, we must. We must. And it can go with a few signals. You know, for flavor purposes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. This is important. If you want a Zen garden, you know, you have to tend to the garden sometimes. All right. We must enshrine the train. Excuse me. Mr. Power Pole. All right. We will throw it right here. How is there a bug? It's winter. What's going on? There's a bug in my room right now. Oh my gosh, and they're these really annoying, I think they're either fruit flies or fungus gnats or something of that nature, and they love flying around your face, and it just makes me absolutely batty. Absolutely batty. Alright, we need to give them some fuel. Whoa. Is that new that it opens the map view when you click on a train? Is that a space age thing? I think I remember actually saying that I didn't love it as much. It feels very jarring to not have a smaller window that opens up. It's like a huge, like, oh my god. It's helpful when you're managing a bunch of trains and you're just clicking on one from the map view already. But I actually think when you're zoomed in and you click on a train, I kind of wish it would just open its own little GUI window rather than like changing to the map view. It's also jarring that it changes to map zoomed out view rather than the map zoomed in view, because then you can't even see the stuff you were just seeing. That's really interesting. I wonder if there are any settings for that, because I find that to be extremely like, I just wanted to put a piece of fuel in here. Like I said though, it's probably better in the long run for managing trains to do it the way they have it here. But it is a bit jarring. And while we're here, why don't we get another Patreon honored in our Patreon Zen Garden. Today's lucky winner is, drum roll please while I pull up the page. Icy! Icy Pie. I say Icy Pie, but it is really Icy 314159. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being a patron. It's greatly appreciated. And with that, we have honored our train, we have honored our patrons, and we shall continue the Cottongut food making process. So we needed Cottongut food. We needed Ralasia, we needed seaweed, so we needed wood. Oh, the fiberboard, that's what it was. We needed creosote and wood for fiberboard, and we needed the sodium hydroxide, which is gonna come from saline water, which is like salt or stone. So we needed stone and wood in the same place, mixed with tin, which we'll probably just get from a caravan. But that makes me think we could get stone from the caravan too. Then again, is that really necessary? We already have fiber right here, so it feels like I could add a little bit more fiber. I already have creosote up here. I mean, we're kind of already making fiberboard right here. Formica is just an early fiberboard, right? Isn't there already a fiberboard version of this? No. Oh no, sorry, there's another Formica recipe that uses fiberboard instead of treated wood and melamine resin, which is that. Probably not worth it at this point, but we will switch to that, or we have to use that at some point. I don't remember for what. But anyway, I mean, we're already making formaldehyde, I guess. So it's really just the hydroxide and steam. Okay, well, why don't we add a processing plant here. I don't know. How fast do these make fiber? 0.2. I think that's good enough. And then the fiberboard, I really should have made this in Hellmod. Not making things in Hellmod has a price, because then you just can't have it all sitting in front of you. Cottongut. Food. Yeah, just having it all sitting in front of your face is very nice. Starch. Fiberboard. Okay, here we go. So this is far more useful to have all this together. Okay, seaweed. Wow. Okay, we need quite a bit of things. And tree seeds are just made in a thingy, right? A burner assembler, yeah, okay. I don't have to do anything super fancy there. So yeah, let's get... So stone is running by right here. So I can get a washer, making some saline water, and turning into sodium hydroxide. And then the treated wood, we need a tar processing plant, or a unit, a TPU, as I say. So we'll make treated wood right here. We're already making treated wood up here, though. Should I? I don't know. I probably don't need a second one. I could probably just use that, to be honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a second one just to kind of make sure I'm not impinging on my needs for creosote, or well, treated wood up here. But because we are using it for two things now, this is also going to that other area to make, what is it? Oh, rails. Yeah, that's to make rails. So for now, we'll just do this. Maybe this isn't really necessary. But okay, so there it, or I could just shift that over, won't even make my life easier. Heck. Oh no, that's treated wood. Okay, treated wood plus fiber plus hydrox goes into this guy, so this guy can go here. And then we need to make one of those, which is a pulp mill. You're making saline water, but then we need to electrolyze, and we need water, which is over here, which I can't get through the middle, but I think we can go over. Yeah. You can just go over one of these buildings. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect. Okay, so that's connected, and then stone is fed in at a rate of where that is. An electrolyzer decides, hey, we don't need this saline water. We need chlorine and hydrogen. I don't have a need for chlorine yet, so let's start stockpiling it. Let's just have a couple of these guys. And we'll vent the hydrogen. And then we get overflow. Another vent. Just venting chlorine gas to the atmosphere, you know. No big deal. Totally fine. And then the hydroxide that comes out comes up here. Gets fed into there. We need an electric boiler. I'm running out of iron plates. Let's go fix that. Oh, it'll be really nice when we can use logistics bots to bring us things. I am a bit concerned about how I'm gonna do that. I've thought about it a couple times, and I keep flip-flopping between, do I want a base? Do I want my entire base to be one giant network? The pro to that is construction bots. I can upgrade anything from anywhere and it'll just happen, and I can provide buildings anywhere and it'll just work. The con is that it's very slow. And if logistics bots are trying to chase me from across the map, that's very slow. So that is a bit of a con, but if I just stand in one place, I don't even need to do most of... Like, I don't even need to have the buildings in my inventory if I'm playing the game from map view anyway. So there's a little bit of it that's like, at some point I might transition to playing the game from map view, and then I don't really need to worry about logistics bots coming to give me things. So we'll see. There is... I'm just so used to playing the game on my own 2 feet. Playing from map view still feels weird to me, even though I know the experience is much better than it used to be. I think what I don't like is it's harder to find stuff because you don't have your inventory open. You know, there's something about, like, I have things in my inventory and I know where they are, or they're on the hotbar. Whereas if you're in the map view, you have to find them in the, you know, the list of literally everything. And that can be a little trickier. Or just search for it, I guess. But anyway, I'm picking up iron. Today is not a day of very tight focus, apparently. I need anything else? Maybe a little bit of steel. And... circuits? Air core inductors? Everything's looking okay. We need a bit more duralumin. Uh-oh. Okay, so it seems like aluminum is a problem. I might need to ramp that up a bit. And you may have noticed an issue that I also noticed but didn't mention, is that some of our aluminum miners are actually just empty. So we're not even... Yeah, I mean... Oh, no, that... here. Yeah, I mean, our aluminum smelters aren't even running full time. Because 2 of these are emptied out. So first thing I want to do is that. Now I'm going to fix it immediately. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We're fixing it, we're fixing it. Don't freak out. For once, I didn't screw it up. Alright. So we move those down. And then back to over here, where we are making Cottongut food. Oh, you know what? This is really convenient, actually. We already have tin plates. Right here. I have tin plates right here. What are the odds? That makes this potentially the best spot I could have done this without even realizing it. That's super handy. Okay, so anyway, the hydroxide. Okay, let's take a step back. So saline water is made. Okay, now hydroxide's being made. Hydroxide's getting inserted. We've got fiber getting inserted. Treated wood getting inserted. Regular wood is not happening here, so that needs to come down. See, this is confusing. This is one of those buildings where the overhang, the height of the building, is accounted for in the bounding box, right? Like you can't put... But there are a lot of other buildings where it's about the same height, but that square isn't part of the building. I really wish that was consistent. And personally, I prefer this version. I'd rather the buildings are just bigger. It can be a little confusing with certain... It's a little tricky because where do you draw the line? Like this building, there's some stuff that overhangs, but not, you know, all of it. So I understand that it's tricky to figure out exactly what the rule should be, but there certainly is some inconsistency with the building overhangs in Pi. You know, like this one has the tiniest bit of overhang, you know, like it covers up a little bit, and that's okay with me. What I don't like is when there's a full square of overhang. I'm okay with a couple exceptions, like the research, you know, facilities have a ton of overhang. I'm okay with a few exceptions like that, but I think most of the processing buildings shouldn't do that. And like, you know, you've got some things that are just really bad offenders, like this one, where like there's a couple tiles above this building that you can't see, and that's a bit extreme. Okay, so treated wood goes into the pulp mill, and we needed the electric boiler, which I already crafted, plus water, which is down here. Alright. So steam comes up here. And bada bang, bada boom. We got steam. Oh, I need tree seeds. And seaweed, okay. But hey, we're making fiberboard. Now, tall oil and black liquor. We should talk about those. So, those are essentially trash. What is happening here? There we go. You can do some stuff with tall oil later, but it's certainly... it has no usage right now. And even later, that it's like such a weird... yeah. And that's a weird way to turn tall oil into ash and black. It's such a weird, like, but you're using 60 sap, and at that point, like, you can just make ash by burning the sap. You know, it's like, it's just, I don't know, weird recipes. And black liquor actually can make useful stuff, which is acetone. So that, I don't remember this. Is this new? This feels like a far more useful than normal recipe, because acetone is not free. Yeah, acetone. Wait a sec. Did they change this? I think they changed this. Or there's another way to make black liquor that I'm not remembering. No, no, this is different. They've changed this chain around since the last time I played with it. Because I remember needing acetone for the organic solvent. Or no, sorry, for the what was it, the cumene? Or maybe it's the MIB. Maybe it's this that I need. MIB-C. Might be C. No, I seem to remember this recipe being the one that I would use for organic solvent once I unlocked it. But then the recipe for acetone, I don't remember doing this one, and that isn't till Pi 2 anyway. I think I remember doing the cumene version. But that was in green science before. So, and there's not really a way to make black liquor now until you get to Renea stage 2, which is Pi 3. So, is there not another way to make acetone? This is a turd thing. Olin stage 2 is forever away. Interesting. I feel like I'm missing something. I mean, there's this, but again, that's not till blue science. Maybe you just don't really need acetone till blue science, and that's why they moved it back to here. Because, yeah, I mean, we don't really need acetone for a lot of stuff, but the MIB-C shows up in green science. Yeah, we need this for something. Yeah, it's for that titanium one. So I'm a little confused on what the idea is on how you're supposed to make acetone. Acrylic shows up in blue science. BPA shows up in Pi 2. But you can't actually produce acetone directly. The only way you can make it is through black liquor. Huh. And black liquor doesn't really have a recipe either. It's just this weird treated wood to fiberboard thing where black liquor's a byproduct. Maybe the amounts you need acetone in are such that this is just enough. You need fiberboard for more important things often enough that you get enough black liquor. Maybe they've mapped that out. Because this is like ridiculous. You know, the amount of black liquor you actually get from this is ridiculously small. And this takes 80 seconds in an FTS reactor to even make 20. So that's like, that almost doesn't even count. That's a byproduct, right? That's not actually like a way to make black liquor. And I don't even think there's a way to make tall oil either. Well, I guess this is a way to make tall oil. But I mean the ratio here, 5 coke and 3 copper makes 20 tall oil, which then only makes basically 2, less than 2 black liquor when you add 1,000,000 sap to it. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Something weird is going on here. I feel like I'm missing something, but maybe we just do get enough black liquor from this recipe. But all of that was useful. You guys might be like, oh my god, just move on already. But the reason I kind of wanted to dive into all that is so that I can answer the question of, should I make one of these and stuff black liquor in it? And the answer is yes, because it is not cheap or easy to make anytime soon. So I actually don't want to waste any of it. And rather than put an overflow, I'm actually going to put an alarm on it. I'm not going to waste a single drop. Why am I over here? Lead. Where is lead? Oh no. Oh no. You know, okay, here's a question for you super nerds that have studied Factorio like optimization. What is better if I were to have 10 billion of these? Would it be better to have loader and then connection here, and then this is restricted based on lead in terms of UPS optimization? Or would it, so like basically that wire connection stopping that belt, or another splitter, loader, and chest? Which one is better for UPS? Because they kind of accomplish the same task, roughly. And I don't know which one's actually better for optimization. Let's go with 400. Yeah, we need more lead, apparently. And I mean, I guess I could add a couple more. But at some point, I'm gonna have to do better than this, aren't I? Oh, look, we have more ash over here that's just not doing anything. Alright, well there's a little bit more lead. In fact, that's a half belt of lead if I have enough acetylene. Cool. Alright, well, I just am using way too much on rails. I think what I need to do is just... it's going to reduce the overall rate of these things, but I think I'm just eating too much lead here. I'm just going to reduce that down to 10. And reduce that down to 15. So it'll just reduce the rate at which it can consume lead. This is the kind of thing where when I come back 4 hours from now, it'll be fine. It looks really rough right now, but you know, you give it 4 hours and it's no big deal. And that's kind of how Pi works, right? You set up stuff that just works, and many hours later, it's like, oh, I've got everything I need. And yeah, when you take a bunch of items at once from that area, then it's screwed over for another 20 hours, but how often do you actually need to do that, right? And that's kind of the whole point of what we're doing here, is like trying to balance automating things with how long they need to be automated with how much we actually need the item. And you do reach points, which we've already had happen a couple times, where like, oh, I just need more of that thing. There's no question about it. But a lot of times you can make do. Speaking of, there's another thing, was it Nitra was talking to me on the Discord about Vrauk Mark II, which is just around the corner research-wise. We've just got a couple more researches. And at some point we do want to do this. They're kind of a pain because we need Fawoge and everything, but they're, you know, Fawoge is not that hard to get going. But once we get all that going, Vrauk Stage 2. Also, the way they left the comment, I don't know, Nitra, if you were remembering that we do need Fawoge. Like, it's... Vrauk Mark II is pretty late in Pi 1 science. I mean, you could rush it, I guess. I don't think... Do these need cDNA? Yeah, Fawoge doesn't need cDNA, so it's not quite as bad, but you do need intermetallics, and you do need ground samples, which I guess aren't that bad. But yeah, all that to say, Vrauk Mark II is something we will get to eventually. It's just, we need a bit more technology first. And once you set it up, it takes a long time because you only have 0.5% to get a Mark II Vrauk. And then once you have a Mark II Vrauk, then you've got only a 5% chance. Sorry, you have a 5% chance to lose. Or wait, no. Oh, I screwed up. I thought this was a guarantee. No. I'm right. Yeah, here it is, sorry. You have a 1% chance to lose your Vrauks once you have 2 of them. And I guess it's really a 2% chance because you have to run this recipe twice to have enough Mark II cocoons to then run the raising program. So you have a 2% chance to get screwed over. But once you have 2 of these, you're most likely, you know, okay. But yeah, I mean, we can totally automate this at some point. It is just a bunch of bio ingredients and a tiny bit of tin, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But it's gonna take a while to set that up. The way you were talking about it, Nitra, was like, oh, you know, I just set that up real quick. It'll probably take me an entire episode or 2 to set that up. It's not a small thing. You know, I think people, like, and rightly so, but like the things that you find important, you're like, yeah, maybe it takes an episode, but who cares? Like, it's worth it. And like, I hear that, but at the same time, I think sometimes people, you can downplay like that it did take, you know, an hour and a half to set that up or whatever. It's not just going to be like a quick, like, I build one building, I attach it to some things that are already there, and it's done. You know, like, that is going to take a while for me to set up. It's probably worth it, because then I'll have more Vrauks, and more Vrauks are very useful. Well, faster Vrauks, not more Vrauks. And That's important too, because faster Vraux also means that I'm spending more moss, which I don't really have yet. So I mean, moss isn't that hard to make. It just takes power and space, really. I can do the non-stone version even if I just want to use I could just make a big clump of moss and have a giant belt of moss. That might be worth it at some point. Anyway, what was I doing here? I kind of just autopiloted. This is black liquor right here. Okay. The black liquor attaches to here. And wait, what? Why is that red? Is that just the color? Oh. It's just decided to color that pipe red. That scared me. I was like, what? Alright, so then we'll throw down an alarm. And we want black liquor. If it's greater than 240 grand, show alert. Okay. Make sure that's powered up. So now that's done. The tall oil. Tall oil I might just vent for now, because it doesn't have super obvious uses. In green science we can mix it with light oil to get a little bit of benzene. But at least for now, I don't think we're gonna have enough of it to care. So we'll just ditch it, and there's our fiberboard. And now we need a solid separator, and this is where we're gonna have to bring along. I don't know what that little creature is, but I like it. Oh, I can't craft a separator. Alright, what do we need for that? Separator. Wait, what? Oh, I already have one. Oh. Weird. Maybe I did craft it and I just didn't see the icons pop up. So we'll need powdered Ralasia, which comes from the Greek word. No, I'm kidding. Just the way I said that, all of a sudden I was like, it sounds like I'm talking about word origin. Ralasia powdered is a pulp mill. Okay. I need another pulp mill. Make powdered Ralasia, and then we need another one of these guys, which needs the starch. It needs the seaweed, it needs tree seeds, which needs more wood as well. So let's do something like a Dees. It's on the outside, so that'll work. So we can feed wood into here. You are tree seeds. Then we can feed tree seeds in. We can feed wood and tin in. Ralasia seeds need to be fed into a pulp mill and into this building. So that's where Ralasia seeds can go. And you will be powdering up some, pulping up some Ralasia there. And then that'll get that done, and then starch is done when that's done as well. So Ralasia gets those two out of the way, so then I just need the steam connection over here. And that goes right there, of course, which... There we we go. Okay, so now all I need is seaweed and then bring over Ralasia seeds. So let's go fix Ralasia process. I should have done this a couple minutes ago. I'm a little bit late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that built. Ah. See, I didn't plan out highways very well. Or really at all, I should say. I didn't plan them out at all. Okay, so what do we have done here? These guys. 10 flowers, perfect. So we make some seeds, make more here. And that makes exactly enough seeds for one recipe. Those all go in there. And now it will take less minutes. There we go. That'll just take a couple minutes. So what's the recipe time? 125, 2 minutes. Yeah, that's about a 3-minute recipe. So then that'll be done, then we'll get 5 more, and then we can start running. Yeah. Another building. Okay, so that's going. Cottongut food is done when we have Ralasia. Nope, seaweed. Seaweed. Let's go get the seaweed. Seaweed. Okay. Do I just want one? Is one enough for this? Feels like one is enough. I'm gonna put it down here because they're so big. And then, well, maybe down here is a bad idea because then I have to snake it all the way up there. But I kind of don't want a big bulky building in this corner. So, snake I will. And then we need to snake it up to here. Okay, that should be it. I just need a few starter weeds. Which I can grab from somewhere. From you. I just need 10. Okay. Should do it. Seaweed's going. Ralasia is the only thing we need for that and for that. And then Cottongut food, gonna go in there. It stacks to 100, so I'll just let it go up to 200. Should be enough. I forget how many we need per Cottongut. Let's see. I'm okay deleting a block once in a while. Like, when am I going to use that again? You know, the next time I'm going to need to think about Cottongut food, it's going to be a long time from now. And it'll probably be Cottongut food Mark II by then that I'll be automating. Okay, so actual Cottongut studs. How many... So it takes one food to grow a stud pup into a stud, but it takes how many? What is this? Oh, right. So when we grow, what is happening here? So Prandium Labs They can have Cottongut stud pup babies, but they have some regular pups in there as well. But overall, it takes a little more than 1 food per stud when it's all said and done. And quite a few moondrops, which is not something I'm making extra of right now. Moondrops and seaweed. So that's kind of what we need to think about next, is setting up moondrop and seaweed for that. But is this done, I assume? Yep. Boom. Okay, I think it's time to automate this now. I'd like it to finish one more recipe, but that's 2 minutes away. So anyway, we're gonna... Oh my gosh, look at that. If I wanted 1 stud per second, I would need 56 Prandium labs. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna be doing a lot less than that. I mean, even like... We do need quite a few, though. Don't get me wrong. We need more than 1 a minute, for example. Because every Prandium lab I build, it needs 20 studs. Which is no small amount. So 1 a minute would be too slow, I think. How about, is 6 a minute okay? I think 6 a minute, our classic 0.1 is okay. But that's still, I mean, look at this. That's still a lot. We need 6 Prandium labs to get that many. It's kind of crazy. Maybe even that is a little bit much. 6 a minute, that would fill 1 every 3 minutes. That would fill 20 Prandium labs after an hour. Yeah, maybe I do about half that, 0.05. We'll go for something like this. And then the seaweed is actually a lot more minor when you look at it that way. The moondrops are... whatever this is. Oh my god. That's actually a lot of moondrops. This moondrop recipe sucks. And I don't have a different one yet, do I? When do I get the soil moondrops? Soil and hydrogen. That's in green science. I do believe I have delayed my... I kind of wish... So, okay, here's a little bit of a complaint about the pYcodex. The home page should have links to the actual pages that manage something. I am assuming pages can link to other pages in the codex. Because, like, some of these are just information, right? Like this is just information. This is just information. Just information, right? A lot of these are just informational. But then there's ones like the caravan manager, which is actually like a thing in the game that you need, right, to use. Well, you might need to use it. And then there's the turd page, which is like actually where you select the turd upgrades. And so I feel like these should either be at the very top or they should be linked on the home page. I think that would be handy. Same with these 3 are nice that these are on the top. I don't know why the caravan manager and the turd is not on the top. I understand they do fit in the alien life category, but like these are managers. They should be up at the top. Anyway, we have the moondrop upgrade is still unselected. I'm still feeling like the copper one could be kind of cool. It just doubles our moondrops. But we need a decent amount of copper. But it's not that much. I don't know. The methane one slows down. moondrops by quite a lot. But now, does that slow down all moondrops or only this recipe? I think it slows them all down. I feel like carbon capture is nice just to be able to get CO2 wherever you want for free out of a moondrop greenhouse, and it makes moondrops faster. So that's just a decent, at least I think that's how that works. Maybe we should do a safe game test to make sure that's actually what that means. But I think what that's saying is it makes moondrop facilities 50% faster. Pretty sure. But this one doubles my moondrop output at every tier for only adding 10 copper at every tier. So the copper cost gets even more insignificant later, right? Oh, hold on. This is even better than I thought. Wait, what? 10 ash, 20 soil, 17 seeds, 60 syngas, and then instead of pesticide, fertilizer, and gasoline, I now just need 10 copper? Oh, I really should have looked at these later ones. This is probably what we're gonna want. Because it makes these later recipes easier. I mean, look at that. Instead of 10 fertilizer, I can just use 10 copper ore, which is way simpler to manage. And it doubles the output. Oh, and it doubles the output in half the time. So it does mean moondrops can only be made wherever we have copper ore, but once we're a train-based situation, we're just gonna have a big moondrop facility somewhere anyway. I'm kind of a fan of this. I think I'm gonna go with the copper edition, but later. Oh my god, there's a gamble button. Oh, that's funny. You know, if I live long enough to play Pi multiple times, I could see a fun Pi playthrough where you just randomize every turd choice. That's funny. And we caught this timing perfectly. Sweet, so now this is fine to be automated for a while, and it'll end up with a bunch of seeds, and then that'll back up, and then it'll end up with a bunch of flowers. Perfect. All right, well, let's go. Well, what can I do? What can I actually do right now? I guess craft moondrop greenhouses and prandium labs to get those ready. Prandiums need aluminum, which we've already decided is a problem right now for us. We're running out of aluminum. Do I still have? No, I used up all my aluminum that was in these chests. Unfortunately. Whoa. Those can... Wow. Aluminum happens really fast, apparently, in regular smelters. So we should make sure we're getting... that pretty much is a full half belt. I mean, 7.2 out of 7.5, so... I can't easily improve aluminum. We do, I think, already have the next stage available. But it's such a huge rebuild right now for me because aluminum is not over here. And even if it was, we don't have graphite over here, do I? Well, I might have it somewhere. Or I might at least have coke somewhere. Yeah, I've got coke in a couple places. And we've already got the borax. So it wouldn't be that crazy. Because these needed sand castings, so we've already got the sand castings and casting units. I don't know. I don't know. Duralumin is really struggling. I just don't have a better way to do these things right now. Is there a better aluminum without requiring all that? Or is that just the first option? Yeah, it seems like the first option is the fluid molten aluminum. How much better is it? Let's actually look. Aluminum. Complete. Oops, sorry. Aluminium. There we go. And I'm ignoring hot air for the moment. Though that won't be forever. And then for each of these, we'll say, well, first we'll break it down to ore, and then we switch it, and then we type in 15 ore. Okay, so that's 2-to-1 yield, even with no hot air. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What I'm getting right now is like 10-to-1 or something ridiculous. Yeah. Well, I do get 5 times more aluminum if I do this. So maybe it's time. Oh my god. Can we talk about how many megawatts that costs though? What? Oh yeah, electric arc furnaces are nuts. Costs so much power. I don't know if I can afford this. Granted, to match the current aluminum output I have, it is only going to cost me 1/5 of that, which is 23 megawatts. So that's not as crazy as it sounds, but still. Huh. I mean, I definitely need to put it on the list. More aluminium. Or I should say upgrade. And then I need to put it on the list to upgrade tin. Upgrade lead. Because those are all ones that we're just still doing the basic smelting and they're not even being done at our metals area. So that's going to be a problem. I also just noticed our native flora over here is a problem. First, are any of you close to being done? Yes. Because I need to steal just a few more flowers for our second building here. And maybe I should get a third one going? These are very slow. I can't craft another one. I need more glass. Yeah, we'll do that. So now we've got 2 full buildings going, but that's still not that fast. So yeah, I'd like another one. Anyway, I needed something else just now. Oh no, what was it? The flora. The flora over here is starting to get used up. We need to move buildings here. Now, I think we were trying to be only on the same side of the belt, weren't we? So I need to do it like this. And apparently there's a little bit more over here we're going to want to get at some point. But we'll handle that later. Okay, sweet. Well, I think we are out of time for today, but we've got our... I almost called it Renea. I'm a long way away from Renea. We have our Relasia. Why do they have two plants? Renea and Relasia. Two very similar names. Renea is like forever away. Or maybe it's Renea? Double N. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but yeah, this is not till Pi 2 science. Though, ironically, I can afford the buildings already. Anyway, Renea is not for a long time. Pi 2 science is a long way away. But hey, we have long-handed inserters, so now I can do this. Oop. Did we not research it? Oh, I didn't finish it. Okay, hold on. 3 seconds. Yay! Oh, it's so useful. It's so useful. That feels so good. All right, I'm very excited about long inserters. Let me tell you. Now, I came over here to grab glass, apparently. So that I could make a couple more Relasia plantations. All right, and then while I'm here, let's fix Salsa. Salsa is going to pick up, so don't unload. Salsa is going to load, load, load. Where is that one? It's a weird order. You should do that one first, then the aluminum one, then the tin and zinc one. That should be there. And then you empty and wait for second condition. Okay, perfect. All right, Salsa is fixed. We still have a few more, but anyway, okay, we're gonna call that an episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we'll see you all in the next episode.